Of the land. It is Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark, brought to you by First National Bank and Trust of Elk City and Sarah, Oklahoma. Happy Thursday, everybody. One more day. It'll be Friday. Yep, yep. Uh, it's a good day. Let's check out I got so much to discuss with you guys today. It's not even funny. Let's check out some temperatures. 58 degrees at Hollis, 59 at Butler, 59 at Arnett, 54 at Beaver, 54 at the May Ranch, 55 at Lahoma out here in the panhandle of Texas. What do we got going here? More of the same, actually a little warmer. 60 degrees at Canadian, 58 at Dozer, 60 at Childress, 59 at Odell, and Goodlet, you're 61 degrees. Okay, we got, what first things first? I had a pecking order a while ago, and now I don't remember. We'll go with it. So I get the Texas and Southwest Cattlemen's Association email every day, and every day the first 2 or 3 items in their emails: cattle theft here, Simmental bull missing here, 3 heifers missing there, 6 heifers missing there. So I shot a message to our Oklahoma Department of Agriculture officer a while ago, Mr. Paul Cornett, and was asking him, and I wanted to share this with you guys just to remind you that the cattle price is really good, and there's some thieving going on. So I asked him, is the cattle thieving up or down in Oklahoma? He said it's still fairly low in northwestern Oklahoma, but I would say we've seen a rise in the rest of the state. Devin and Mike, co-workers, that if you've been to the OCA convention, you'll meet all 3 of them. They're usually hanging around there somewhere where you can talk to them. He said, my co-workers in southwest and south central Oklahoma have been especially busy. And then he wanted to pass this along. If they are missing livestock, be sure to check their fences for any holes or damage where the cattle could have got out, or check with their surrounding neighbors. And if they feel a theft has been taking place, don't hesitate or wait too long to call their sheriff's office or them to report it. So I'm just giving you guys, keep it fresh in your mind that, obviously the best way to identify your cattle is brand. And ear tags can be used also with your number, and that keeps the honest thief honest there. They'll call you and say, hey, I got one of your calves here, blah, blah, blah. Or notching your ears, and just so many things. Best thing is to check your cattle regularly, and some guys check them every day, some guys check them every other day or every third day, but just keep an eye on them. And I got a response, text message from one of my listeners up there in Custer County, actually around North Custer City there, and I did a show, I think it was earlier this year, or maybe it was last part of last year, about using cameras like the barn owl or any other type of camera to mount at your water tanks. And I think that's another good way to maybe help identify anything going on in your pasture that you shouldn't have going on. Because all except for one of my pastures that I help take care of, the water tank's right there by the lot. And if somebody's going to steal something, more than likely they're going to use your lots or whatever. And, if you got a camera in there and something's going on, you can catch it on your camera. Just a thought. And, but Tony, he was really high on the barn owl. And I think, I'm not sure. I think Bandy and Brian use them over there at Delhi, the barn owl. And I have some cameras that I use also in various plots, but just take preventions. Check your cattle, brand them if you can. Just no end of advice on doing that. But I do like what Officer Cornett said, is make sure that, if you think they're stolen and they're not on the neighbors or something, or running up and down the county roads, be sure and report it quick. Don't delay. They need to see if there's any evidence there, tracks, whatever, and if it rains or something, that's all gone. Because I've seen a deal a couple months ago in the Texas and Southwestern Cattlemen's Association email. When We last seen them last May. So, and this is like 4 months down the line. So, yeah, just keep an eye on it. And speaking of roads, I seen this from Bray Haven up there at Cheyenne. Posted this earlier. This is we're getting down to the last chance. A state law that became effective November 1st, 2024, outlines how certain county maintained public roads can be officially designated as open pasture roads by November 1st of this year. I know this is late notice. You ain't got but a day, but at least you've got a phone call in. Maybe you can be grandfathered in. I'm not sure. An open pasture road is a county maintained road with cattle guards at both access points. Land on both sides owned by the same person and no fencing along the roadway. Property owners can request this designation by notifying the Board of County Commissioners and providing a map showing ownership and road location. Once approved, the county will install cattle crossing signs paid for by the property owner. Then livestock owners are not liable for vehicle damages caused by animals on the designated road. Only roads meeting the requirements by November 1st of 2025 can receive this designation. No additional roads can be registered after November 1st. Additionally, property owners must confirm each year that the road still meets all requirements to keep this in the status that it is. So better hop on it. November 1st is right around the corner. So I didn't know that, and I appreciate Bray posting that on Facebook. It's the deadline for that. So I wanted to share that with you guys on that. And then one other thing here. Let's see here. Oh, yes. There we go. Come here, email. I know where you're at. There we go. The Oklahoma Unwanted Pesticide Disposal Program that I talked about a couple of weeks ago. I want to remind everybody that it will be in Custer County, November the 13th at the fairgrounds. And what it is the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, Food, and Forestry is funding a program to help collect and properly dispose of unwanted pesticides that homeowners, farmers, ranchers, and commercial applicators or dealers may have for future locations and date. Check the website, and this website is on the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, Food, and Forestry, and it's got a big OSU Pesticide Safety Education Program logo on there when you get on their website. Let's see what we got here. Who is eligible to participate? Oklahoma commercial and non-commercial applicators and pesticide dealers may participate. Oklahoma farmers and ranchers and homeowners can use the program as well. There's no cost for up to the first 2,000 pounds of pesticide brought in. After that, it'll cost you a little bit. Can somebody pick up pesticides for them? No. You have to take them to the drop-off points. And they are asking that dealers pre-register. And what else is there? Well, the department used my participation in the program as a means to prosecute for illegal management of pesticides. No. The disposal program is a service program designed to remove unusable pesticides from storage and reduce the potential threat to public health and the environment. There you have it. So, if you got any pesticides, you get a hold of them. And if not, you can get a hold of this. If you get on the website that I'm on right now, it gives you some numbers at the bottom, Ryan Williams and Charles Looper, to get a hold of if you got any questions about any certain kind of pesticides, herbicides, or whatever they're accepting. So I just wanted to pass that along with you also. I had a blast over there at Burns Flat yesterday at the Lone Star Gin with Mr. Collins and Carrie and Mr. Rhodes. We had a good time over there, man. That's they got it going on over there. So you guys get a chance, stop by there and say hello to them, or you need somebody to bale your cotton up for you in one bale. It is a good place to go. That's all I can say. All right. Let's see. Today is the Oklahoma Farm Bureau Day, brought to you by the Roger Mills County Farm Bureau. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. We'll see what's going on in our big world of agriculture.
Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
You know, I think the best advice that I could give a young couple is to go sit down and talk to an insurance agent. I see a lot of young couples, they're just getting online. I mean, they're just clicking the button and clicking what's cheap. And, well, if I click this, it makes it a little cheaper. But if I click that, it makes it go up. Well, there's a reason why it goes up. You need to know what you're paying for. And if you're paying for it, you need to make sure you've got the right coverage. You know, another piece of advice I would give is when you go in and talk to that agent, you need to discuss getting some life insurance. It doesn't have to be me. Any agent can help with that. But a young couple, you need to go in and sit down and talk to someone and understand what you're doing. You know, a term policy on a younger couple, it's a whole lot less expensive than what people think. And the younger you buy it, the cheaper it is. It's worth finding out how minimal that expense is because it's life-changing if it's needed. That would be my best advice. Hi, I'm Mickey Lively. I'm an insurance agent with Oklahoma Farm Bureau. My office is located in Greer County. Call me anytime at 580-782-3827.
As a farmer or rancher, you're always looking for ways to save time and money. The Apache Hay Wagon from Everett's Welding in Visay, Oklahoma will help you do just that. The Apache Hay Wagon eliminates 80 to 90% of hay waste with its unique design. It hauls multiple bales, saving you time and money. Go by Everett's Welding today and ask to see the Apache Hay Wagon. You'll be glad you did. You can also visit them online at everettswelding.com.
You farmers like saving money on stuff you gotta have? You can save instantly when you buy 2 or more eligible Bridgestone or Firestone ag tires at Blair Tire and Feed. Get $300 off all eligible AD, 2IF, and VF radial tires and Bridgestone radials. Get $200 off all eligible non-AD2 radial tires and get $25 off Destination Farm and Destination Turf. Blair Tire and Feed at the Crossroads in Blair, Oklahoma. Save instantly on the tires you gotta have.
Next spring, you'll fire up the tractor, turn the earth, plant the seed, and be on your way to another harvest. If you take care of your tractor right now. Before you put it up, do the maintenance so you'll be ready to go next spring. Everything you need to keep your tractor performing is at Camrock Supply. All the grease and hydraulic fluids and filters. All the nuts and bolts, all the tire patches. All the stuff is at Camrock Supply. All of it. Next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. When it's time, make sure your tractor is ready to go.
This is the Western Oklahoma Livestock Auction Market Report for Monday, October 27th. 1,280 head were sold. 11 head of steers at $458 brought $420. 14 at $543 brought $360. 23 at $602 brought $367.50. 26 at $730 brought $335. 5 at $846 brought $325. 16 at $871 brought $325. 4 head of heifers at $521 brought $330. 24 at $544 brought $335. 41 at $614 brought $342. 6 at $684 brought $325. 10 at $726 brought $330. 9 at $903 brought $302.50. Butcher cows were 64 to 170. Butcher bulls brought 169 to 200. Bred cows 1,400 to 3,200. Pairs brought 2,300 to 2,850. Western Oklahoma Livestock Auction, exit 71, Clinton, Oklahoma. Sell every Monday at 10 a.m. To consign, call Brandon Hickey, 580-497-6095.
He loves to talk about farming and ranching. Here's more of Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Here is your Texas Panhandle Ag Weather Update. McLean, Texas. 57 degrees, humidity's 22, dew point's 18, the winds are out of the south at 6 miles an hour. Peak wind gusts today, 18 miles an hour, 1.39 inches of rain so far in the month of October, and no sub-freezing minutes. Darn, I was hoping they'd have some like we did. 8 soil temperature, 53 degrees. Woo, she cooled down in a hurry though, didn't she? What was you guys' low temperature at your farming or ranching operation last night? I had 28 degrees at the house this morning, right at daybreak. And so, crazy. My buddy up there in Roger Mills County, he was at 34, I think is what he said. He was in the 30s. He wasn't freezing, but I live down there by the river bottom, so she gets a little more airish. I will let you guys know I got done with my nuts yesterday. It was great, good feeling to get all the peanuts in the trailers, and now it's clean the combine up unless need to go south and help my neighbor down there with his, but I'm still going to clean it up. And but anyway, good feeling to get those in the get them in the truck and not worry about it. Now it's time to get the rest of the things done that I've been needing to get done for a couple of weeks. I am excited to. I'm just going to give you a little bit of hint what's going on when I get my grades back and total poundage per acre, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. I know it worked because I had two fields side by side, even though I had deer issues with that one field that didn't do the best and had some a weed problem that couldn't be taken care of with the legume in the field. But I used a product this guy let me have to use on them to see. And is it a fertilizer? Yeah, it's kind of it was foliar, but it was I guess it's a little bit of fertilizer, but it's more of a stimulator. So as the peanuts, they're pegging, blooming, that's whatever, and so we put that on. I put 3 applications on there while the peanut plant was blooming, and I think it worked. I mean, we didn't know. All we do is try it. It worked on soybeans, and it worked on some cotton down and peanuts down in Georgia. So we tried it out because one night I went out there and sprayed it because we had rain coming in the next day, and it rained. And then that Monday, went out there and it looked like a daisy field. So it was stimulating the plant to bloom more. So if I'm getting more bloom, I'm getting more pegs. If I'm getting more pegs, I'm getting more peanuts. And then, the rainfall we had this past summer really helped. So I'm excited to see that. If it all comes to a true reality, I'll have this gentleman come on the show with, we'll talk about it. And if you got any questions or anything like that for him, we can get them answered for you on the show. Pretty cool stuff. We'll see how it works. I don't want to get my hopes up way too high because I am a hopeful guy until I get the grades back and the actual production acreage poundage back. But it looked like it did pretty good. We'll see how that goes. Let's do the Central Crop Care grain market update. December corn 432 is down 2. March is 445 down 1 3/4. Soybeans for November 1093 up 13. January 1107 up 12 3/4. Soybean meal December 315.50 up 680. January 317.20 up 580. Soybean oil is down 36 at 49.80 for December. Hard red winter wheat December 513 down 9 1/4. March 528 down 9 1/4. Live cattle December 231.35 up 45. February 230.07 up 62. Feeders for November 343.77 up 170. January 336.42 up 240. Lean hogs December 81.05 up 27 cents, and February's 82.27 down a nickel. And there you have it. Okay. I didn't get to do it yesterday, but I want to go ahead and do it today if I can get it to go over to it. Come on, baby. I wanted to go over the Beaver County Stockyards deal from Tuesday. 5,563 head went through the shell barn. Bred heifers, looks like there was about 14 of them, and they averaged about $2,087 per head. Highest bred heifer was 23.25. There was 5 of them, black bred heifers. And since I don't know if my man from Reed is listening, but those black heifers outdid the Charolais bred heifers. They weighed about the same by $250 per head. There you got it. Bulls, 29 bulls, average weight 1451, average price 179.45, $2,603.91. Looks like the big boys come in there. Oh my gosh, I gotta admit this on the radio. There was a 21. Never mind. Price, they had it listed first. A Charolais bull weighing 2,100 pounds brought $192.50 that ended up being $4,042.50. There was a black bull that weighed 2,100, brought 50 cents more a pound. And it brought $4,053. And so that's like $7.50 more for that bull, for a black bull, than a Charolais bull. Take that, Mr. Reed. Bull calves. Let's see here. We had 77 head of bull calves, average weight 443, average price $363.13, $1,607.89 a head. One looks like one baby calf, weighed $65 or 65 pounds, brought $425. A lot cheaper than the last one I seen. All right, well, we got cows. We have cows. We had lots of cows. Hang on. Oh, I mean, bukus of cows. Holy moly, here we go. Come on, where you at? There we go. 835 cows sold, average weight 1154, average price 173.79, $2,005 per head. There was some in there for 2,900, all just depending on their weight and the quality of the cow there. Heifer calves, we have 1,012 of those, average weight 537, average price $336.72, $1,808 per head. And let's see here. Let's scroll back towards the top of the line there for the some six weights. Looks like the six weights were bringing anywhere from 1616 to 2,080. Looks like the average in there on the six weights was around 1,850 to 1,900 bucks. Just looking at this deal. Okay, heifer yearlings, 770 head, big bunches too. 753 was average weight. Average price $308.86, $2,027.17 a head. Let's take a look at some of these. They had two big loads of 109 and 124 that was weighing around 856. Brought approximately the same price. They were 289 to 291. Just a few dollars shy, $2,500 a piece for those on the six weights. Pairs, they only had a couple of pairs, brought $2,500 a head. Steer calves, 1,320 head of those, 573. Average price is $369.78, $2,120 per head on those steer calves. Yearling steer, big boys. Come on, here we go. They had 1,505 head of those. Average weight 805, average price $337.85, $2,719 per head. Let's take a look at some of the big loads around the seven weights. They had 117 black steer yearlings weighing 780, brought 345. That's $26.92 per head. Had some 783s, 64 of those, brought 365, $2,862 a piece. And then one more mixed steer yearlings, 64 of them weighing 770, brought $324.50, $1.75 shy of $2,500 a head. How about that? Pretty good sales still, even though they're down off $20 to $40 per head over the last 10 days. They're still bringing really good money. Before we go to our next break, the new drought monitor map come out. Really, nothing's changed on it. I'm surprised with all the rain they got, especially east of here, but it's still showing that northwestern Oklahoma, basically north of Pack Saddle, north of the South Canadian River, is no drought there in the panhandle of Oklahoma either. No drought in the northernmost part of the panhandle of Texas, southwest Oklahoma. Got some D2 going on. Yep, we got a little bit of D2 going on there. And the D1 is starting to spread, and it looks like it's into southern Beckham County. So the drought monitor didn't change a whole lot from last week, but it don't look like it got any worse. So, all right, let's take a Oklahoma Farm Bureau break, brought to you by the Roger Mills County Farm Bureau, and we will be right back.
He loves to talk about farming and ranching. Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
Your farm farm deserves only the best, and that's why Valley Genuine Parts are crafted to meet the highest standards to elevate your pivot's performance, covering all your pivot needs. Valley Genuine Parts provide optimal operation and extend the life of your pivots, from drivetrain components to sprinkler parts. Invest in the best for your farm. Valley is your partner in irrigation success. Stop by Knutson Irrigation or call 1-800-373-9325 or online at KnutsonIrrigation.com.
Trade in and save on Milwaukee tools this month at Napa. Trade in and save $250 on a 1-inch D-handle extension anvil high torque impact wrench with one key. Trade in and save $100 on Milwaukee 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/8 inch impact wrenches. Trade in and save $50 on Milwaukee ratchet kits. Trade in any professional brand competing impact wrench or ratchet, pneumatic or cordless. Trade in and save on Milwaukee tools this month at Napa in Elk City, Weatherford, and Hinton.
We try our best not to tell the customer no, but to find what they need.
Kent Watkins here with SEI Agritech in Elk City, Oklahoma. Are feral hogs causing damage to your land and crops? Try Kaput, our highly effective bait designed specifically for feral hog control. Kaput targets hogs where it hurts, helping you protect your property and your livestock. Don't wait for the damage to get worse. Call us or stop by today at SEI Agritech on South Randall in Elk City to learn more about Kaput. Follow us on Facebook for the latest updates and solutions.
Hey folks, this is EJ Gretaman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
Do you love the great outdoors? Maybe you enjoy trap shooting or skeet shooting, or maybe getting some target practice in at the firing range is your thing. If you're that person, you love guns. Hobart Farm and Garden has a whole room dedicated to guns, gun safes, ammunition, and more. It's quite impressive. You got to go check it out. They are Western Oklahoma's platinum Browning dealer and Glock stocking dealer. They're located at 1030 South Monroe in Hobart, Oklahoma. If they don't have it, you don't need it. Hobart Farm and Garden.
I've had several clients when we're sitting in a closing room, we're signing the final pieces of paper, and we slide the keys across the desk and tell them, congratulations, you're a homeowner, and they are just elated. They're thrilled. They finally realize that their dream came true. They were actually able to own a home, and the children are in there with them. And they're like, I get to go get in my new room. It's for the whole family to enjoy. They're very excited to own a home. I'm Joe Shepard, and I help make the difference at First National Bank and Trust of Elk City and Sarah.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
XIT Auctions has a huge auction coming up Saturday, November the 8th, 5 miles north of Elk City, Oklahoma. The Lonigans are moving, selling 4 trailer loads of awesome furniture, household, shop tools, welding equipment, farm equipment, and much more. Saturday, November the 8th, the auction starts at 10 a.m. XITauctions.com for information, or call me, Aubrey Latham, 393-4440. Saturday, November the 8th, north of Elk City, Oklahoma. XIT Auctions, ready to work for you. Now, back to more of Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's check out some weather in Sealing, Oklahoma. 59 degrees, dew point's 28, humidity's 31. The winds are out of the south at 11 miles an hour. 2.0 inches of rain, 2.07 inches of rain in the past 10 days. 3-day average temperature on 4-inch soil, on bare soil, that is, 57. Sunset at 6:43, mostly sunny, 64, clear, 35 tonight, and tomorrow, 62, with basically no wind, according to this. That'd be a nice day. Is the time change this weekend? I think it does. We're going to be dark in the morning and light in the evening, or is it just the opposite? It's darker in the evening, won't it? Yeah, we're going to be driving home in the dark, according to them. Okay, what else? I got to share a couple things before we get on to some ag news here. The Elk City, Big Elk, well, I might as well read these. Big Elk TV, it's Halloween night at the Big Elk Stadium. They're playing Bridge Creek. See here. Friday, October 31st, elementary and preschool kids in costume get in free. halftime trick or treat on the track for the kiddos. So that is, and it kicks off on Big Elk TV at 7 p.m. or the kickoff is at 7 p.m. So watch it live on BigElkTV.com, powered by the Bank of Western Oklahoma. And then also Crescent is coming to Merritt on Paragon TV. Be on Halloween night, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Tune in to Paragon TV. Also brought to you by the Bank of Western Oklahoma. And they are also having some Halloween trunk or treat, they're calling it. Merritt Crescent during the halftime of the game. North end of the stadium, paid parking spot holders will have their trucks decorated and ready to hand out candy. Children must be accompanied by an adult or return to their seats once the halftime is over. So some of you kids think you're going to go around down there after mom and dad take you down there and fill your candy up again. It ain't happening. You got to have an adult with you the whole time. So have fun with that one. Okay. If you haven't been watching the news, Trump's been all over Asia making deals. And I guess him and the Chinese president, I was watching that. You know, that Chinese president's pretty big for a Chinaman. I think he looked like he was an inch taller than President Trump because he's a big guy. So I don't know. He didn't act. It's kind of hard to figure a person out when you don't see him on TV very much, but he didn't act like he wanted to be there. But sounds like they had some good talks. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Benson said on Thursday that China has agreed to buy 12 million metric tons of American soybeans during the current season through January and has committed to buying 25 million tons annually for the next 3 years as part of a larger trade agreement. According to this, with China, Benson said other countries in Southeast Asia have agreed to buy another 19 million tons of U.S. soybeans, but did not specify a time frame for those purchases. So our great soybean farmers who the Chinese use as political pawns, that's off the table for now, and they should prosper in the years to come. Benson told Fox Business Network, Mornings with Maria program, the most active soybean contract on the Chicago Board of Trade reversed earlier losses and rose 1.35% to 11.09 and a quarter per bushel on Thursday after his interview. So there we have it. Says here China has been diversifying soybean purchases in 2024. The U.S. Exported nearly 27 million tons of soybeans to China. The U.S. President Donald Trump wrote in a social media post overnight after meeting with the Chinese president in South Korea. The Chinese leader has authorized China to begin the purchase of massive amounts of soybeans, sorghum, and other farm products. So U.S. Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins applauded Trump's comments, but even Rogers Pei, director of the Chinese base Trenum, China, said the agreement effectively constitutes a return to business as usual in terms of U.S. soybean exports to China. So there we go. Now we need to work out something, as we were talking about on the show yesterday with China, about they can't send any T-shirts or any of that stuff over here to America unless they use U.S. raised cotton. I got that. But like Kerry was saying yesterday, you know, we need to do our own thing. You know, it's like beef. COVID kind of started this. Didn't start it, but made it more active of buying beef raised locally and having it processed locally. And the same thing with cotton. And, you know, I think I've seen some of our guys, cotton farmers from Western Oklahoma, turn some cotton mills in the East USA here, Eastern America over there in South Carolina or somewhere in there. I don't remember what it was. That's a good thing. I think we need to support our cotton farmers too, help them get their prices up now. Because, you know, the crazy thing about the soybean deal, even though China wasn't buying any there for a while here this year, the price of soybeans never really went down that much. So that's a good thing. Got a deal going here. Now we need to worry about other things like the screwworm and Argentina and all that other good stuff. Let's see what happened overnight. Let's see what was going on besides the China deal. China. Let's talk about ethanol. It is Thursday. Ethanol output fell week to week while inventories increased, according to data from the EIA administration. Production of the biofuel declined to an average of 1.036 million barrels a day in the week that ended on October 24th, according to the agency. In the Midwest, the big producer dropped from to 1.036 million from 1.05. So what, 20,000 or about 20,000 barrels a day there. Gulf Coast production fell to 1. That can't be. I guess I need to call Successful Farming up and proofread it. They said Gulf Coast production fell to 1.036 million barrels a day. I don't think so. That was the entirety of the losses of East Coast production, unchanged at 12,000 barrels. Rocky Mountain output steady at 10,000. The West Coast was the lone gainer. They went from 8,000 barrels a week earlier to 10,000 barrels last week. And the ethanol inventory improved to 22.367 million barrels. That's up from 21.919 week before. And weather-wise, we just got some freeze warnings out. I think that's already passed there. So not a whole lot going on there. It's not really ag, but it's kind of interesting. So the Melissa, the big hurricane down in the Gulf, I mean, that was a big girl there. She did some damage. There was I always wondered about those hurricane chasers. I was talking to Ronnie Red this morning. I was talking because he's a pilot. I'm not a pilot, and I have no desire to be one or this and that. But if you notice, the plane that always goes into the eye of the hurricane is a prop plane. And I asked a couple times last night on some of their posts, and nobody ever answered me. And then this morning I seen why. The pilot of the prop plane and the pilot of the jet plane actually made a post on social media on the Hurricane Chasers Facebook page. So they go into the hurricane with the prop plane down low, I think between 8,000 and 12,000 feet down there in that eye. And the reason why they use a prop plane is because they can power in and out a lot faster than a jet engine can. So that answered my question. And then the lady, the pilot that flies the jet airplane over the hurricane, she said they fly at around 40 to 45,000 feet, and they take the overview of the hurricane. So it was kind of interesting to learn why they used a prop plane, because it powers in and out a lot better than I guess a jet plane will. And that was a really cool shot they took of the eye of the hurricane day before yesterday. There was birds flying around and all kinds of stuff. It was pretty cool. I know that's not ag related, but I thought it was cool stuff. All right, let's take our last Oklahoma Farm Bureau break, brought to you by the Roger Mills County Farm Bureau. We'll be right back after this.
Jim is all wound up and ready to go. Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
At Bank of America, we asked our people, how do you take ownership of your career?
I'm able to grow my way by putting the priorities that I have for my career first.
I thrive on being a leader who's behind the team, not in front of the team.
Every few years, I'm being re-energized because I get to do something different and learn something new.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Need to dig it? Then it's time to rent it. But call 811 first and then head on over to DJ's Rentals and Sales and let their knowledgeable staff help you get it started. Whether it's a backhoe, a post hole digger, a mini excavator, or a skid steer that you need to help make that job a little easier. You can find them all and more at DJ's Rentals and Sales, 911 South Main Street in Elk City. Text them on the text line at 580-799-7214. Find and follow them on Facebook. And don't forget to call 811 first.
So there's a company out there that has a certain color. All the farmers and stuff think their oil has to be used in those certain color of tractors. and it's just not true. So here at Camrock, we have the same specification oil as the other brand, where people think that they have to use that for a certain color on their tractors and stuff like that, but we have the same oil specifications as they do. Works just as well, does the same thing, lubes it just the same. Price comparison is, it's not even a comparison. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil. I use it at our place. My son uses it for our colored tractors that we have, and a lot of other farmers use it too. It's the same oil, specifications are the same. It's kind of a myth where they think that it's got to be that certain type of oil for that color of tractor.
Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Elk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse.
We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It helps to work with someone who's been down the same road you're traveling. Someone who knows what you're up against and what you're going through. When it comes to farmers and ranchers, that's us. That's who we are. Our lenders know ag inside and out because we're producers too. We approach it like a partnership. We want to put ag producers in position to be successful. We're very laid back and easy to deal with. And people seem to like that. We think you'll like it too. I'm Marty Maddox. Great Plains Bank in Elk City is here to lend farmers and ranchers a helping hand. Member FDIC.
You don't want to let your cotton set in the field day after day waiting to be ginned. Now to better serve you, the cotton farmers in Oklahoma and the Texas Panhandle, Lone Star Gin has processed over 540,000 bales of cotton. They've got locations in Pampa, Texas, and now in Burns Flat, Oklahoma. Lone Star Gin has the ability to process over 2,400 bales per day. All they do is gin cotton. Go to LoneStarGin.com for more information, and you can find them on Facebook.
Jim is all wound up and ready to go. Here comes more of Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
Hi, welcome back. Granite, Oklahoma, 62 degrees, dew point's 25, humidity's 24. The winds are out of the southeast at 8 miles an hour. 3-day average 4-inch bare soil temperature, 64 degrees, sunset at 6:47. Sunny and 66 today with light southwest winds. Tonight, clear, 37. Tomorrow, 68 degrees, partly sunny with northeast to southeast winds, 5 to 8 miles an hour. So, beautiful day for mañana. Okay. What are we going to... Oh, I wanted to... Bear with me here a second. Let me find it. Maybe. There we go. I seen an interesting story last night on the 4440 tractor. I think it's probably one of the... There's not very many farms right now that doesn't have a 4440 on it, but it's the tractor that defined the era, according to this report. It's built in Waterloo, Iowa from 1978 to 1982. The 130 horsepower PTO tractor, 4440, set at the heart of John Deere's 40s series. It paired to the durable turbocharged 466 diesel with either quad range or full power shift, and crucially, and then had the sound guard cab on it. Quiet, pressurized, and years ahead of its time for operator comfort. In a period of a well-equipped 4440 cost in the low to mid 40s, new, $38,397 to $45,141, depending on the specs on it, and it quickly become the most popular iron horse of the line. Why it matters in Deere history, they said, benchmark reliability and versatility. The 4440 provided the formula for high reliability row crop power with modern ergonomics, a package from farmers trusted of heavy tillage, planting, and hay. It was rated 130 PTO horsepower, and most dynoed higher. Soundguard Revolution, the sealed quiet cab, set the standard for the industry and cemented Deere's operator first design reputation. Mass adoption, average sales topped 13,000 units per year during its first 5 year, or actually not during the first 5 year, during its 5 year run, placing it among Deere's all-time bestsellers and ensuring parts and knowledge would be plentiful for decades. So why clean or I was looking on this page and these people that restored this 4440 did it was to the detail. It looked like come right off the showroom floor. It wasn't nothing totally really it didn't have a chrome muffler pipe on it. How's that? Three forces drive today's premiums. Most of them collectability, but there's a lot of people still using that 4440. But on the 40 series model, the work value, pre-depth simplicity with modern enough comfort, and scarcity of low hour survivals. There's not very many of them left out there. They're scarce. So here's some notable public sales here lately on a 4440. 85,000 record at the time for a 1979 John Deere 4440 with 1,910 hours on it. Sold back in December of 2023 at a Minnesota farm auction. An all-time high auction price was reported then by Machine Repeat. $72,000 recorded in 2022. A 4440 set the previous record in November of 2022, according to Machine Repeat. Also noted the average 2022 auction price hit a record of $26,754. Low hour example, $67,000 for a 1982 4440 with 2,515 hours on it. 67,000 in Iowa, also reported by Machine Repeat. And 2025 context. Many working 4440 still trade in the $20,000 to $40,000 range, depending on hours condition. For an example, a pair of 4440s in Illinois, 9,183 hours on one and 10,000 hours on another, brought $25,000 each. And that was this year. And on the fully restored collector end, six-figure asking prices do appear for museum quality, ultra low hour or better than new bills. One well-known low-hour collector publicly listed his 4440 for $150,000. How about that? Get you one of those. And what they cost new? $38,000 to $45,000 back in the 78 to 82. Interesting. I just want to share that story with you. It's pretty cool. I always like talking about tractors. Here's something for you guys to think about for next year. I was going to get this in your brain, put it in your brain so you can remember. Tax acts and estate plans, what you need to know about the changes for 2026. Taxes shouldn't drive a farm succession and estate plan, said Polly Dobbs, an estate planning and wealth transfer specialist. She shares what farmers need to know about the changes made in the One Big Beautiful Bill that come out here a while back. Taxes don't destroy family farms. People do, she says. It's not Uncle Sam. It's your third wife and your kids from your first two wives. It's your kids in the city versus your kids on the farm. And it's ultimately your failure to plan for all that because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. It's very lazy to say taxes ruin the farm. That's rarely the case. All the details matter, says Dobbs with Dobbs Legal Group. She doesn't believe in sugarcoating the hard truth, obviously. How does she know some guy's got three wives? Anyway, that's why she's devoted her career to helping farm families navigate estate planning and wealth transfer. On July 4th, President Donald Trump signed into effect the One Big Beautiful Bill, which has a significant effect on federal taxes, credits, and deductions. When it comes to gift and estate taxes, Dobbs points out a big change under the IRS section. The new exemption as of January 1st, 2026 will be $15 million per person or $30 million for a married couple. She said it is one exemption. You either use it during your lifetime to make gifts, or if you have it available at death to shield inheritance. You don't get two. It's one. It's all you get. This is an increase from the $13,990,000 per person in 2025 and a welcome relief from the anticipated drop off the cliff to around $7 million per person that was looming. We don't have to worry about that on my estate. Unlike the Tax Cuts and Jobs Acts from 2017, she said the exemption is considered permanent and it does have a self-destruct sunset date. However, she warns farmers not to get too excited about the Permanent Tax Act because any future Congress and president can change any law on the books. The new exemption will be indexed to inflation, she added, and with adjustments made January 1st every year beginning in 2027. The IRS recently announced the tax year 2026 annual inflation adjustments for more than 60 tax provisions, including the income tax rate schedules and other tax changes. The annual gift tax exclusion will remain $19,000 in 2026, unchanged from this year, with the amount of each donor can give to each recipient without tapping into his or her big exemption. Lastly, here, during the fourth quarter of every year, we'll get inflation numbers and we will know the new exemption is going to be the following January. She said, it's nice to know there's no ticking clock on the Tax Act. We can stop worrying about that dreaded sunset that will happen at the end of 2025. The fact they got ahead of this and did it in July of this year is a gift, she says. Dobbs has been working in gift and estate tax laws for 25 years and says there's never been once been a permanent tax act. This is important information, she said, but that's the caboose. It's not the engine that should be driving the decision making about the farm's succession and estate planning. Family goals come first. So in other words, if you think you're at that age or you think it's going to be your time next year, yeah, you need to be on it right now. Don't be lazy. Don't worry about hurting your kids' feelings. Just get her done. Or your second ex-wife or your first ex-wife. Doesn't matter. Just get her done according to what she's saying. So, hey, I'm reading it like it is. I never heard from anybody. What was people's low number on the temperature last night? Anybody get down to 24, 25 degrees? The old text line brought to you by Fowler Agency, 580-225-9697. One last thing before the show's over. $4 feeder cattle. Is that a dream or is that a reality? Although warning signs are emerging, economists say record high beef prices could hold up for maybe 2 more years, maybe more. Tight supplies and strong demand continue to drive the market, but economists and producers are apprehensive with talks on reopening the border. I don't know why, but anyway. As October draws to a close, U.S. officials are reportedly going to meet with the Mexican counterparts this week to talk about reopening the border. Nothing is in writing yet. The possibility of trade resuming opened with President Donald Trump's comments on lowering beef prices. I heard somebody make a comment compared to what he said yesterday. And what it said is, saying that the cow-calf producer is the reason why beef prices are high right now, is he compared that to like a gas station setting its gas prices at the pump. It's not that. It's the people that supply the gas to the gas station, and the cow-calf guy just raises the beef, brings it to the market, and then they do their thing. So it was pretty pretty interesting comparison. Despite the downturn, the fundamentals haven't changed. Reduced supply and stronger consumer demand are fueling record high market prices. The reduction is available in available supply and robust beef demand to date has clearly provided price support, said Mr. Tonser of the K-State University Ag Economics. There you go. All kinds of good stuff going on today. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. It's the Day in Ag with Jimmy Clark, brought to you by First National Bank and Trust of Elk City and Sarah America. God bless everybody.